The sun rises slowly over a city already awake. A warm orange glow spills across endless boulevards. Palm trees stand still in the quiet morning air. The streets of Los Angeles in the 1950s stretch wide and open, as if the city itself is waiting for something to begin. You are standing here now. The year is somewhere in the middle of the decade. The war is over. The world has changed. And here, on the western edge of America, a dream is being carefully built. Scene by scene, street by street, face by face. This is Los Angeles at the height of Hollywood's golden era. Listen closely. You can hear the low hum of engines. Cars glide past, long, polished, and shining under the early light. Chevrolets, Cadillacs, Fords. Chrome details catch the sun like small flashes of silver. People drive with purpose, but not in a rush. There is space here. There is time. Look around. Single-story homes stretch into the distance. Clean lawns, fresh paint, sprinklers ticking rhythmically in the grass. The suburbs are expanding rapidly. Families are arriving from across the country, drawn by opportunity, by weather, by something less tangible, a promise. The promise of a new life. But to understand this moment, you must step back for a moment. Just a few years earlier, the world was consumed by war. Factories roared with production. Soldiers crossed oceans. Lives were paused, redirected, or lost. And when the war ended, the United States emerged stronger, wealthier, and filled with restless energy. Los Angeles absorbed that energy. Industries grew quickly. Aerospace, manufacturing, and construction reshaped the economy. Highways began to define the city's structure. The automobile became essential, not optional. Distance no longer felt like a barrier. And then there was Hollywood, the center of imagination. The studios were already established long before the 1950s, but now they stood at full power. Massive lots hidden behind tall walls. Inside, entire worlds were built and destroyed in a matter of days. Walk toward one of them. You approach a guarded entrance. A sign marks the studio name in bold lettering. Security watches carefully, but inside, the atmosphere is different. Controlled chaos, organized creativity. Soundstages rise like giant boxes, sealed from the outside world. Step inside one. Instantly, the sunlight disappears. Instead, you are surrounded by artificial illumination, bright, precise, almost surgical. A city street is recreated indoors. Brick walls, storefront windows, street lamps. Everything looks real, yet something feels slightly still, slightly controlled. A director's voice echoes. Actors stand in position, perfectly dressed. Costumes are detailed, tailored, intentional. Makeup artists adjust small imperfections. Camera operators prepare their equipment with quiet focus. This is not just entertainment. It is industry. In the 1950s, the studio system still holds influence. Actors are often under contract. Their public image is carefully managed. Their careers are guided by executives who understand both storytelling and profit. Step outside again. The contrast is immediate. The real Los Angeles feels softer, less precise, but more alive. Drive toward Hollywood Boulevard. Neon signs begin to glow even before the sun fully sets. The streets fill with people, tourists, locals, dreamers. Movie theaters line the sidewalks, each one displaying large posters of the latest releases. Look at the faces on those posters. They are familiar even if you have never seen them before. Carefully composed, confident, larger than life. Inside the theaters, audiences sit quietly in rows. The lights dim. The screen flickers to life. For a few hours, reality fades. People laugh, cry, and forget. Cinema is not just popular. It is essential. Back outside, the air carries a mix of scents. Perfume, gasoline, fresh food from nearby diners. Music drifts from radios and open windows. Jazz, swing, early rock and roll. The sound of a generation shifting. Now move a few streets away from the glamour. The city changes subtly. Small diners sit at corners, their interiors glowing with soft light. Step inside one. A waitress moves quickly between tables, balancing plates with practiced ease. Coffee pours endlessly. Conversations are simple but meaningful: work, family, future plans. At the counter, a young man sits quietly. He has recently arrived in the city. His clothes are modest. His eyes are focused. He is not here by accident. He has come for something, perhaps acting, perhaps writing, perhaps something undefined, something he cannot yet name. He is one of many. Thousands arrive every year, each carrying their own version of the same dream. Some will succeed, most will not. But the city does not reject them immediately. It absorbs them. It gives them time to try. Step back outside once more. Night has now fully arrived. The skyline is not yet filled with towering skyscrapers. Instead, the city spreads outward, not upward. Lights stretch across the horizon like a quiet constellation. Drive toward the hills. The famous sign stands watching over the city. Large white letters against the dark hillside. It does not move. It does not speak. But it represents something powerful. Visibility, recognition, identity. From this height, Los Angeles feels both vast and intimate. Each light below marks a home, a story, a life in motion. Now consider the social layers beneath this image. The 1950s are often remembered as a time of stability, but that stability is not evenly shared. Opportunities exist, but they are not equally accessible to everyone. Segregation, discrimination, and economic gaps shape daily life for many residents. Look closer. Certain neighborhoods feel restricted. Certain opportunities feel distant. Not everyone can step into the studios. Not everyone can access the same version of the dream. Yet change is quietly beginning. Voices are rising, even if they are not yet fully heard. Small shifts in culture, in awareness, in resistance. The city holds tension beneath its surface calm. Return again to the studios. Television has started to emerge as a new force. Small screens are entering living rooms across the country. This changes everything. Film studios feel the pressure. Audiences no longer need to leave their homes to be entertained. Content must evolve. Stories must compete. Spectacle becomes larger. Narratives become sharper. Inside a production office, executives sit around a table. They speak in calm, measured tones. Budgets, scripts, casting decisions. Everything is calculated, but creativity still finds space within the system. Directors push boundaries carefully. Writers experiment quietly. Actors search for authenticity within structured roles. This balance defines the era. Now step into a residential home. The living room is modest but comfortable. A television sits at the center. A family gathers around it. The father sits in a chair. The mother adjusts something in the kitchen. Children sit cross-legged on the floor. The program begins. Laughter fills the room. Entertainment has entered the home, but it has not replaced the magic of cinema. It has simply expanded it. Outside, the city continues to grow. Highways extend further. Cars multiply. Suburbs expand outward into previously empty land. The idea of Los Angeles shifts from a single place into a network of connected spaces. Distance becomes part of daily life. People commute longer. They travel further. The city becomes movement. And yet, at its core, something remains constant. Stories. Everywhere you look, there are stories being created, performed, imagined. On a film set, in a diner, inside a quiet home, on a crowded boulevard. Each person carries their own narrative, shaped by hope, limitation, ambition, and circumstance. Pause here for a moment. Stand still. The night air is calm. A soft breeze moves through the palm trees. Somewhere in the distance, a car passes. A faint echo of music lingers. This is Los Angeles in the 1950s, not just a place, but a moment suspended between past and future. A city rebuilding after global conflict. A city expanding beyond its own limits. A city projecting dreams onto screens while quietly negotiating reality beneath them. Nothing feels rushed, yet everything is moving forward. And as you stand here, looking across this vast landscape of light and shadow, one thought begins to settle in your mind. What you are seeing is not permanent. Change is already on its way. But for now, this moment holds, carefully, beautifully, and just long enough to be remembered. The night does not end all at once. It fades slowly. A pale blue light begins to replace the darkness, stretching across the sky above Los Angeles. The city exhales. The energy softens, but it never disappears completely. Even in these quiet early hours, something is always in motion. You are still here, standing between what has already been built and what is quietly beginning to change. Listen, a distant train moves along its track. Delivery trucks roll through near-empty streets. Bakers open their shops before sunrise. Studio workers arrive early, long before the actors, preparing sets that must feel effortless later in the day. This is the hidden rhythm of the city, the part that exists behind the illusion. Move closer to the heart of the industry once more. Inside a large studio lot, the morning begins with precision. Crew members carry equipment across wide concrete paths. Electric cables are carefully arranged. Lighting rigs are tested again and again. Every detail matters, even those the audience will never consciously notice. Walk onto a soundstage. A different world has been constructed overnight. Yesterday, this space held a Western town. Today, it is a luxurious apartment interior. Tomorrow, it may become something else entirely. Walls are not permanent here. Reality is flexible. An actress stands near a mirror, preparing for her scene. Her posture is calm, controlled. Her expression is composed. But behind that stillness, there is focus, an understanding that every movement, every glance will be captured and preserved. Nearby, a director watches quietly. He does not raise his voice. He does not need to. His authority comes from clarity. He knows what he wants the audience to feel, even before the scene begins. The camera rolls. A simple moment unfolds. A conversation. A pause. A subtle shift in tone. This is how meaning is created. Not through noise, but through control. Step away from the set and into a nearby office. Writers sit at desks covered in paper. Typewriters click steadily. Dialogue is rewritten. Scenes are adjusted. Characters evolve line by line. Stories here are not accidental. They are constructed carefully, often collaboratively, sometimes under pressure. Deadlines are strict. Expectations are high. Yet within these constraints, creativity continues to move forward. Now consider the people who are not seen. Editors working in quiet rooms, cutting and rearranging footage. Costume designers studying fabrics, ensuring authenticity. Set builders shaping entire environments from wood and paint. Each role is essential, each contribution invisible to most, and yet, together they form the complete experience. Step outside again. The sun has now fully risen. The city is active, fully awake. Traffic increases. Streets fill with movement. The calm of early morning gives way to a steady, consistent rhythm. Drive toward downtown Los Angeles. The buildings here feel different, more structured, more formal. Offices, banks, government spaces. This is where financial decisions are made, where policies are shaped, where the economic engine of the city continues to turn. Inside one office, a man studies documents carefully. Budgets for a film production, investment plans, distribution strategies. The success of a movie is not only measured in artistic terms. It must also perform economically. Profit sustains the system. Without it, the illusion cannot continue. Now move toward a different part of the city, a neighborhood less polished, less visible to visitors. Here, the streets are narrower, buildings are older, paint fades more quickly. Daily life feels more immediate, more grounded. Children play outside without concern for cameras or audiences. Families share meals in modest homes. Conversations are direct, practical, focused on survival as much as aspiration. This is also Los Angeles, a reality that exists alongside the glamour, but is rarely shown on screen. Look closely. Opportunities here are limited. Work is often harder, less stable. Social divisions shape what is possible and what remains out of reach. For many residents, the dream of Hollywood is distant, not impossible, but difficult. Yet even here, the influence of the industry is felt. Posters on walls, music on the radio, stories that offer temporary escape from the weight of daily life. Cinema travels where opportunity does not. Now return once more to Hollywood Boulevard. It is midday. The crowds are different now. Tourists walk slowly, looking upward at theater signs. Photographers capture moments. Street performers imitate famous characters, hoping to be noticed. Fame here feels both close and distant. You can see it, you can imagine it, but reaching it requires something more than presence. Inside one of the grand theaters, preparations are underway for an evening premiere. Workers clean every surface. Lights are tested. Velvet ropes are arranged outside. By nightfall, this space will transform into a place of spectacle. For now, it is quiet. Empty seats, a silent screen, a reminder that even the most celebrated moments begin in stillness. Move forward in time just a few hours. Night returns, but this night feels different. The premiere begins. Cars arrive one by one, each more polished than the last. Doors open. Figures step out, dressed with precision. Flashbulbs explode in rapid bursts of light. Names are called. Hands wave. There is excitement, but also control. Every movement is observed. Every expression matters. This is performance beyond the screen. Inside the theater, the film begins. The audience watches carefully. Reactions are measured at first. Then, gradually, they respond. Laughter, silence, emotion. For the creators, this is the moment of truth. Weeks, months, sometimes years of work condensed into a single experience. Outside, the city continues its usual rhythm, largely unaffected by what happens inside these walls. This contrast defines Los Angeles. Extraordinary moments exist alongside ordinary ones. Neither fully replaces the other. Now step away from the lights again. Drive into the hills, where the city becomes quieter. Homes here are larger, more private. Gates separate public from personal space. Inside one of these homes, an actor sits alone. The noise of the premiere does not reach here. There is no audience now, only silence. He reflects quietly. Success has been achieved. Recognition has been earned. But something remains uncertain. Fame does not resolve every question. It often creates new ones. Identity becomes complicated. Where does the performance end? Where does the person begin? These questions linger in the quiet moments. And they are not unique. Many within the industry experience this duality, public image and private reality, carefully balanced but never fully aligned. Now shift your focus once more. Television continues to grow. In living rooms across the country, families spend more time in front of smaller screens. Programming expands. News, entertainment, live broadcasts. The relationship between audience and story changes. Immediate, accessible, personal. The film industry adapts. Wider screens, richer color, larger productions, experiences that cannot be replicated at home. Innovation becomes necessary, not as a luxury but as survival. Back in Los Angeles, the effects are visible. New technologies appear on sets. Techniques evolve. Storytelling shifts subtly, reflecting changing expectations. And beyond the industry, the city itself continues to expand. Highways stretch further into the distance. New neighborhoods emerge. The boundaries of Los Angeles become harder to define. It is no longer a single center. It is a network, connected by roads shaped by movement. People spend more time traveling. The car becomes not just transportation, but a space of its own. A place for thought, for music, for quiet reflection between destinations. The pace of life increases, but not abruptly. Gradually, almost unnoticed. Now pause once more. Stand at the edge of a wide boulevard at night. The lights are steady. The air is warm. Cars move in both directions, each carrying someone toward something. Work, home, opportunity. uncertainty. This is the Los Angeles of the late 1950s, still holding onto its golden image, but beginning to feel the first signs of transition. Cultural shifts are approaching. Social movements are forming. The clarity of this era will not remain untouched. But here, in this moment, it still feels intact. The studios continue to produce. The audiences continue to gather. The dream continues to exist. And yet, if you look closely, you can sense it. A quiet awareness that nothing stays unchanged. That every era, no matter how stable it appears, carries within it the seeds of transformation. Take one last look across the city. From the glowing streets below to the dark outline of the hills above. From the crowded theaters to the quiet homes. From the visible glamour to the unseen effort. Everything exists together, balanced, fragile, temporary. And as the night deepens once more, and the city continues its endless rhythm, one realization settles gently into place. This golden era is not defined only by its beauty, but by its impermanence, because it is already slowly becoming memory. The city does not announce its transitions. There is no single moment when Los Angeles of the 1950s becomes something else. No clear break, no visible turning point in the streets or sky. Instead, it shifts quietly, like light changing on water. You are still here, standing within it, but something feels slightly different now. The edges of the era are beginning to soften. Walk again through the streets at the end of the decade. The air is warmer than you expect, but heavier too. Not in weight, but in meaning. The same boulevards stretch forward, yet they feel less like a fixed image and more like a moving process. Cars still pass. Chrome still shines. Palm trees still sway in the wind. But beneath the surface, the city is learning new rhythms. The studio gates remain open, but inside them, the atmosphere is evolving. Productions are larger now. Sets are more complex. Technology is advancing in ways that were not fully imagined just a few years earlier. Color begins to replace black and white more frequently. Sound design becomes more layered. Cameras become more mobile, more expressive. The language of cinema is expanding. But expansion always brings tension. Inside the offices, conversations are no longer only about creativity. They are about competition. Television has grown too strong to ignore. Audiences are divided now between screens of different sizes, different purposes, different emotional spaces. Executives study numbers more closely than before. Attendance, ratings, demographics, art and business remain connected, but the balance is shifting slowly toward calculation. Yet, in the sound stages, something more human persists. Actors still step into roles that ask them to become someone else entirely. Directors still search for emotional truth within constructed environments. Writers still try to shape silence into meaning. Even as the industry changes, the act of storytelling resists disappearance. Step outside again. Drive through neighborhoods where new homes rise quickly on former open land. The suburbs continue their expansion outward, stretching the city further into its own edges. Streetlights line roads that did not exist a few years earlier. Families move into houses that look similar but contain different lives inside them. Children grow up in rooms that face new horizons, where the city feels both near and far at the same time. Inside these homes, television glows in the evening light. Smaller screens now carry larger influence. News arrives instantly. Entertainment arrives daily. The world enters the living room without invitation. And yet, cinema still holds a different kind of presence. Going to a theater remains an event, a gathering, pause in daily life, a shared experience that cannot be fully replicated. So both continue, side by side, competing but also coexisting. Now move back toward the older parts of the city. Here, time feels slightly slower. Neon signs flicker above aging storefronts. Diners remain open late into the night. Conversations continue in quiet corners where people speak not of fame, but of work, survival, and tomorrow. A man sits alone at a counter. His reflection appears faintly in the glass before him. He watches the street outside, where cars pass without stopping. He once came here with ambition that felt clear and defined. Now that ambition has become more complex, shaped by experience, disappointment, and endurance, the dream is still present, but it no longer looks the same. This is how the city works. It does not remove dreams. It reshapes them, drive upward into the hills again. From here, the city spreads wide below. Lights form patterns that feel almost natural, like constellations that have fallen to Earth. The Hollywood sign remains in place, unchanged in structure, but not in meaning. It is no longer just a symbol of arrival. It has become a symbol of distance as well, of what is seen versus what is lived. Stand here in silence for a moment. The wind moves gently across the hillside. The sound of the city rises faintly from below, never fully stopping, never fully resolving into silence.